to the Traci Read YouTube Hop for the new release, which is called Bookish. Absolutely wonderful collection, especially for somebody like me who reads a lot. I still need to do my November book journal pages, so I thought I'd use this collection for that. I've printed off some of the Traveller's Notebook papers but made them just a little bit bigger to fit into my Traveller's Notebook album that I've made. I've printed off some embellishments and some of the flowers. Also, that's from the sticker pack. These are also from the sticker pack, the flowers. I've printed off some of the 6x4 cards to use, and I've got my photographs. So let's get on and get this layout done. So what I did off camera, as usual, is stamped my bits of paper that I need for the left-hand page for my recording. And here is my photo. Each month I've done a photo of me sitting reading in wherever. So it's been on holiday, in the arbour, in the back garden, in the sunshine, whatever. Completely forgot in November to take a photo. So what this is a photo of is the lounge area of the cottage that we stayed in Cornwall in November. We went to stay down in Cornwall to visit Hugh's side of the family, his sister and brother-in-law, and our niece, who is a very adult niece now, and lives in her own house with her partner and his daughter. But we stayed in this beautiful cottage which overlooked Sibley Back Reservoir. And very oldie-worldy inside. Penny came with us as well, and I did sit in that lounge area and read my book. In fact, I've finished a couple of one of them and started a new one. So I thought, well, as I don't have any photos of me actually reading, that one will have to do, just to do the continuity in this album. So what I'm doing now is I'm mounting each of those onto one of the 4x6 cards. With this one, the photograph, I decide actually that it's not quite big enough. I printed it a little bit small. So I also then mount it onto this green flowery 4x6 card as well, which, as you can see, I haven't actually trimmed them down properly because I'm not using them as 4x6 cards. I didn't think there was much point. So they've still got all the excess white around them. So I like to alternate the patterns on here. As you can see, I've chosen two different patterns for backing the photos and the pieces of card, and I'll also back the month up the top there on the green paper as well. So I didn't actually get to read very much in November. Not quite sure why, I just wasn't in a very reading mood. I think I listened to one audio book, which took me the whole month, and I read 5 books, which for me is really not very many at all. As I say, I wasn't really in a reading mood, and also I was very busy. I had the Kitty Boo Craft Away for a weekend in November, and I was teaching a class there, which I say teaching, we create the class and print out the instructions, but then I was available there for people if they needed help, and we created a shaker album to use for Christmas. So that was fun, and there were lots of other classes to do whilst I was there, so I was very busy, but there was a lot of prep to do for that, and I think that took up a lot of my time, along with design team stuff, so I just didn't get around to reading, wasn't in a reading mood. Anyway, here we are, this page is just about finished now. Did my little cluster of the stickers in that area, which I do for every spread that I've done, and now here I am chopping the books up, which I've printed out using my selfie printer and using one of the collage facilities on that selfie printer. Made my shelves using the striped 6x4 card, and then picked out some embellishments to use. Love that trolley. Had to incorporate that. Not that I use a trolley for my books, but I do use one of those for my scrapbooking, so stuck that down in the bottom right, with the shelf next to it with a couple of books on. The Final Girls Support Group was actually a very good book. Not my book of the month, but I really enjoyed that, and that was recommended by my daughter. So thank you, Penny, for that. Year of Witching was quite good as well. My least favourite book was Rewitched. Really not a very good book at all, but never mind. So moving up to the next shelf. I love the shelves, the actual shelves that Traci's created for this collection, and so I decided to include one of those shelves as part of my shelf. So it's got the books and the flower on it, so it's a ready-made cluster for me there, and then I can just pop
my books on next to it. This collection is really, I mean, it's lovely if you are a reader and you want to do your record your reading. There are also trackers that she's provided, which are fantastic. So if you're intending on tracking your reading in 2025, then do rush and buy this, especially as I believe it's going to be on offer this weekend. So get it, and then you're going to be set for the year. It's absolutely wonderful. But the papers in it are also very usable for creating other sorts of layouts as well. Although I've used it purely for reading layouts. I've done 3 reading layouts for this launch. Love the glasses. I wear glasses, so I thought I'd pop that down and put the headphones there next to the audio book. And then there's a library pocket. None of these were library books this month, but I have used my library a lot in 2024 and hope to carry on doing that in 2025, although my TBR in my bedroom, or actually in the spare bedroom, is huge, and I really need to get some of those read and then donate them to the charity shop, as they were freebies anyway.
So I just need to fill in these bits, and then this one's done. I can't find my pen. I'll have to use this one. Right, so paperbacks. I didn't read very many books at all in November because we were very busy, but altogether I read 2 paperbacks, 1 audiobook, and 3 ebooks. Now, the audiobook Rewitched, I really did not enjoy that. I struggled with it. It took me the whole month to listen to, whereas normally an audiobook I can listen to in a week or 2 weeks maximum. But this one I just really struggled with. Couldn't get into it. It's definitely not my favourite. My favourite book was The Lost Past of Billy McQueen, which was, it was lovely and nostalgic. Read. It was all about, it was set in the 80s, and it just recaptured the 80s for me. It was a very poignant story, but it's one of those stories that, although it's poignant and it was a bit sad, you also felt uplifted as you read it. So I shall do that very briefly down in here and then come back to you. Okay, so that's all written in, just a case of colouring in my stars, and I did give this 5 stars on Goodreads, so we'll give it 5 stars there. And that's November's reading done. Now, as I said, this is for the Traci Read YouTube Hop for Bookish, the new release, which has just come out beginning of January. And that's my November read. I've still obviously got to do December to finish up with, and for that I will use Oh What Fun, Traci's previous release. But I had November to do, and I just love this release so much. I knew I had to do November with Bookish. All the list of all participants is in the description box below. Do please hop over and have a look at what everybody else has been doing. And if you fancy buying Bookish, it's available at Traci's shop, and there's a link to that in my bio as well. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.